Tingles with flyby. Daily ASMR videos. Hello my tinglings. I've been having a really relaxed week. Well, a couple weeks. I've actually been wanting to do this video for a couple weeks. Ever since I finished my exams, I thought it would be nice to do a video kind of just talking about everything that I've done in the last little while, because it's been quite overwhelming. And when I finished off my last exam, I actually made a list, which I have on my phone here, which I might refer to a little bit later. Oops. I know a lot of you are in the middle of summer, but we're in the middle of Kudlilla right now, which is the wet and cold season. Anyway, that's a little side note, but because on Reconciliation Day this year, the Bureau of Meteorology actually released they worked with a few different Indigenous groups throughout the country to learn more about like their weather systems and season systems and all that sort of thing. And anyway, and then obviously, as some of you know, I live on Ghana land, and so the Ghana people were some of the people who allowed their knowledge to be shared on the Bureau of Meteorology website. Anyway, and one of those things was the seasons, which I'm super excited about. So and it's helped me understand, so I might do a separate video talking about the Ghana seasons, because it's something that I've been really keen to know about. But anyway, so we're currently in Kudlilla, which is a cold and wet season. I don't know if you can hear the rain outside. Probably can. I can definitely hear a truck running through the road. But it's been such a crazy 3 months. So maybe I will. Let's grab this little list. Anyway, so I know a lot of you are, just in so much heat, but it's very cold here. Not below freezing. We don't really get many days below freezing, but near enough. So it gets quite cold and rainy. So because I've had such a crazy semester and everything else, I've spent pretty much the last week or so just in bed watching Netflix and not doing much else, recording the occasional video, but yeah, not much else. But so I hadn't decided what I was going to do for my video for tomorrow, which is the video you're watching now. But I did, so right after I finished my last exam, I made this list for everything that I'd done pretty much in the last 3 months, so since the beginning of the semester to the end of the semester. And it's a pretty good list, so... Oh, because that's the other thing, I never actually kind of did a wrap-up video on my 1 million steps which I still do want to, so I might do that. Coming up is kind of talking about 10 things I learned in doing 1,000,000 steps in 100 days. I thought might be a fun title for a video. So we did finish that on the 20th, I think. I think we have laundry going too. I'm really sorry if there's annoying noise. I'm sorry if there is. Anyway, so we did 1,000,000 steps in 100 days. That was actually a really, really big thing. I don't think I realized until I've not been doing it how much it actually was, because it takes almost 2 hours for me to do 10,000 steps in a day, which is what that is, and that's actually a lot of time. So that was pretty massive. I also got to handle my first wild caught animals, which was up in, my week in the anyway. So I got to handle my first wild caught animals, which was also my week in the outback, so that was pretty special. And that was a great experience. I had my second hotel trip, and even though it was a bit of a failure, I definitely learned a lot from it. Also from my channel, got my first, it was the first time I had a payment from YouTube 2 months in a row. I didn't then get it the 3rd month in a row, but anyway, that's okay. But otherwise, I've kind of, ever since I enabled payments, I think I've done it like every other month. Anyway, so it was good to get 2 months in a row. Got mentioned by Sarah, a YouTuber with over 1,000,000 subscribers, so that was pretty cool. I got the correct mark, which is what they say for grade here, but anyway, for my movie review that I did in this science or fiction course, it was so frustrating and really annoying, but I did finally get the score that I think I deserved, so in the end that was good. Relevant to what I released yesterday is I learned the facts behind why we need to prevent extinctions. So I thought that was actually a really important thing that I haven't learned to this point in my degree, and I just thought that if I'm going into conservation, I probably should have a pretty firm grasp into why that job even matters at all. I learned about soil and water management in my soils class. I actually think about this a lot with my, because I've just bought some plants, and I keep thinking, and I'm like, oh man, if I, if I calculated the bulk density, then I could figure out the correct watering regime for these plants. So it's kind of cool to know things a bit better about how soils work. I might actually, there's a few different things that I've thought about doing in regards to soils, because they're quite interesting, particularly on different scales, because water functions very differently as you get to like a micro scale and then a nano scale. So, and that has a big implications for the properties of different soils because of the particle sizes and all I could talk a lot about soils actually, because soils are really interesting. I also learned a lot about evolution and animals in my zoology course. So a lot of it was just getting our toes wet in understanding the diversity and yeah, just all that about animals. So I learned quite a lot, but there's still a lot more that I could learn. Oh, yeah, so in my another course I took was this research methods course, and I learned some very powerful tools for statistical analysis. And I'm actually considering writing a book on football, Australian rules football, for those of you who are new to my channel and don't know that that's what I follow is footy here in Australia. Yeah, because anyway, lots of problems there, but so I want to kind of establish a lot of, anyway, I want to do some statistical analysis. So I did NaNoWriMo in 2016, I think. And so I was thinking maybe 2018 I might do NaNoWriMo again, or I'll kind of use the month of November as a time to look at doing a book for footy, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I was part of a survey that counted the number of flying foxes that are in Botanic Park here in Adelaide. So it was just part of that research methods class that I did, but it was a really cool experience because it shows you how hard it is to actually count something. Which seems really dumb, but it actually is ridiculously hard to count things. I mean, I think my preferred method would be to take an image and then you can actually cross things off as you're counting through them. But then there's issues of, you know, getting a correct angle and everything like that, which you get better at in life. Anyway. So what's really interesting is that there didn't used to be any flying foxes in Botanic Park. I think about 20 or 30 years ago there weren't any, and they've migrated over here from the eastern states. And so we estimated a population around 7,500, so it's a pretty nice sized population of flying foxes right here in an urban area. And it's interesting, ever since we did that, my love and I, when we've been out walking in the evening and stuff like that, we keep a little more eye out for them. You can actually hear them around here, just kind of going overhead and all that. So, I know, well, some of you know that we're interested in getting a quoll as a pet. And kind of, we might want to get into kind of wildlife demonstrations down the road, so flying foxes would definitely be on the list if we do get into that, so that'd be pretty cool. But anyway, quoll for right now is our first goal. When I was up in Roxby Downs, I also learned more about how to deal with my heat exhaustion, because I got pretty bad heat exhaustion, but was able, I guess, to learn that if I can get out of the heat for a few hours in the day, then that really helps. So if anyway, that was what really helped, was I was able to go out, get, you know, ice, stay hydrated, and well, I got really sick the first day. I did pretty well after that, so I was really proud of that. for my zoology course, one of the things we had to do was write an essay on the biology of color and talk about, so I talked about camouflage and sexual selection. I feel like I talked about one other thing. Oh no. Yeah, so camouflage and signaling. So camouflage is basically using color to help you blend in. Signaling is basically telling something else, hey, I'm dangerous, you don't want to eat me, type thing. And then talked about like color and how it relates in reproduction and that sort of thing for sexual selection and that sort of thing. So I was really proud of that essay. And if anybody's interested in those topics, I could do a separate video on that, so let me know if you are interested in that. I learned a bit more about how to lead in a group. I had a few group projects last year, and I kind of took a back seat, even though I know I am generally a bit of a leader, but I more so don't usually like to take lead. But I wasn't really happy with how those group projects turned out because I just didn't think that they were led very well. Anyway. So I was like, okay, well, if I think that I'm a good leader, then maybe I should take lead. And so I did that for the 2 group projects that I had this semester. And in my first one, I didn't do the best at leading. I think I was a little bit yeah, just I didn't quite do the best. I think I tried to take a bit too much on myself rather than empowering everybody else in their individual roles. So I kind of took that assessment that I had of myself on after that first group. So when I had another group project for a different course, I took the lead again, but this time I just approached it a bit differently, and that group went really, really well. I was really happy with how that group worked together and how it functioned. And yeah, and those people were then people who, when I had issues about some things later, I could discuss with them, and that was really good. So that was a really good group and a great experience. So I was really happy for that. I also, through this semester, realized my limits for my coursework and changed my trajectory for how I was going to finish university. So in the course that I'm in right now, it's considered full-time to take 4 subjects, which is 12 units. So this last semester I was taking 15 units, which is 5 subjects. And I thought that would be okay, but it was really, really draining on me. And my plan had been to do another 5 subjects and then 4 subjects to finish off my university degree. And I just realized, I guess after that experience, that that's not doable, and I can't do that. It's just not gonna work. And so I've, instead of finishing mid-year next year, I'm going to finish at the end of the year, which is normal for here. So I'll finish next December instead of in the middle of the year. So in that way, I only have to take 3 subjects every semester, which will make it a lot easier for me, so that'll be good. So that was a really good learning experience from this semester. Let's see. I also had a session with McKinsey Management Group. It helped me learn about management, got me thinking more about, I guess, career and where I go after this, and that I should probably be thinking about that now rather than just right when I graduate. And it's helped me develop and understand, I guess, a bit more where I want to go. This has also been, in the last 3 months, is when my love and I have figured out that we want to get a tiger pole as a pet, and everything we're going to have to do through that. It's going to be some hoops to jump through, but at least we have a goal now, so we can be working towards that. I also did a report for my animal ID course and a presentation on tiger poles, so got to learn a lot more about their ecology, their biology, and that sort of thing, so that was pretty cool. And I also did a presentation. It was supposed to be 3 minutes long, and it was pretty much exactly perfectly timed, so I was really proud of that because a lot of people were going over a bit, so that was good. Also got 2 free atlases from the Wait library, and also a few other secret items. So it's fun to learn about the different things that you can get at the Wait and how they give away free things. And it was actually just really cool to learn more about that campus in general. I also wrote a letter to the CEO of the Adelaide Football Club. Some of you know I haven't gone in a lot of detail talking about the grand final, but for last year when I went. But it was a very disappointing experience for me for an organizational point of view, I guess. I really wasn't happy with how professional the day was handled. And anyway, so I was writing a bit to the CEO about that, and also about an extension of the contract for the grand final to be at the MCG. Anyway, I was happy, and I actually got a response from him as well, so that was good. It wasn't the response I wanted, but you know, that's okay. I also have continued to release an ASMR video every day. I have not missed a single day. I have misscheduled some videos so they come out a bit later than I intended, but it's never been more than a couple hours after I meant to do it. I've also redone the background in my studio, which probably doesn't look that much different to you because I got the same exact fabric, but for me it makes it so that I can get a little bit further away from the camera and have a little bit more flexibility in my shots because I don't have just a really small frame to work with, so that's really nice. I also carpeted my studio. I got a little rug. If nobody knows, I usually record just in a walk-in closet. So I bought a rug and I cut that to size myself, just with my own scissors, my little Cutco shears, actually. So I, carpeted the studio, and it looks really nice in there. I'm hoping it'll also just make it so there's a bit less echo and that sort of thing, which I didn't even think about. There may be a bit of annoying echo sound on this. I didn't actually even listen to the sound before, so hopefully it sounds good for you. I also got my ring light, which is lighting me right now, along with the natural light of the window, since we have a window into our bedroom. I also found out about World to Yarlu tutoring, which I'm really keen to do next semester. I may be a bit too late since the semester starts next week, so my application I haven't put in yet. I've been just really trying to calm down, but anyway. But I did find out about that, so even if I can't do it this semester, then I'm hoping I'll be able to do it next year, and that would be an amazing experience. It's tutoring for Indigenous students, so Indigenous students who come to the University of Adelaide get 2 hours of free tutoring a week for each subject that they have, and that's all done through World to Yorlu. So I think I would be really good for that in pretty much everything except math, unless it's statistics, because I haven't done much math except statistics lately. But I have done lots of science and I have good writing skills, that sort of thing. Anyway, so I'm really excited about that, so I should do that, but I've just been chilling out so much that I haven't. And I also, one of the steps that we need to do for our getting a tiger qual is that we need to have somebody who already has a tiger qual to sponsor us, basically to say that we can take care of one. So we didn't know anybody who had a tiger qual. But then in my zoology course we had this group come in called Animals Anonymous, and they showed us all these like native animals and that sort of thing. And they didn't have a tiger qual with them, but they mentioned that they had one. So I got in contact with the guy from them and asked him if we might be able to work something out, and he said we would. So he's another one I need to get back into contact with, so that's something I'll be doing. So it's exciting. But yeah, so that was what I had done by the end of the semester. Since the end of the semester, I've watched all of season 2 of Stranger Things. We also watched season 1. I watched the first 2 seasons of Narcos. I watched the 2 seasons that exist of Designated Survivor, which is another one. That's okay. Narcos is very bloody, so if you're not into that, that's not good for you, but I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm not really that interested in the 3rd season, because it kind of moves on to a different storyline. Designated Survivor, the writing's a bit camp, the characters don't feel especially real, but I don't know, it's been easy to watch, so, and they do it really well for, like, it's a Netflix show, but so they do it where it's like, they leave you on the edge of your seat at the end of pretty much every episode, so you're just like, oh, I just want to watch, okay, I'm just gonna watch the next one, just the next one, and then, you know, end up watching all of them, which has pretty much been my week. So that's been fun though. And yeah, so just wanted to talk to you a bit about what I've done. I'm really proud of myself and everything I've done, and having a well-deserved break. New videos will still be coming every day, don't worry, I'm never leaving you behind, but I have, yeah, just, I used to be 2 months ahead. I'm not that far ahead right now, but I'm also, I have a as I said, I'm only going to be taking 3 subjects this semester, so I should be a lot more chilled out. So, yeah, I could have gotten in my studio and all that, but I wanted to be snuggled up in my blankets and all that. So, oh, that's the other thing I haven't really announced, but you may have seen it kind of at the end of the past few videos that have come on Tuesday. I am now doing a special on Tuesdays, which is going to be Tingledom Tuesdays. So we're going to explore Tingledom more, and I'm really excited for that. and yeah, I have lots of things that I want to do there, but nothing, and we're gonna do them. Oh, and I have some really exciting things like planned long into the future as well, but some of those things kind of need to be set up over time, and that's intentionally vague, so you won't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, thanks for staying in this cozy, very cozy chat with me. It's very cozy for me to be in these lovely blankets as I chat to you. So, I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah. Do let me know if there was anything I talked about potentially doing a video on, or any, like, especially like the sciencey topics, if you'd like to hear more about them in another video. Let me know. Sometimes just you saying it can be the reason I make a video, so never think that I don't hear your voice, because I do. That being said, I always choose what videos I make, so I'm not dictated to. That's not really probably to you, because I know you're wonderful and not pushy, but some other people can be. So, thank you. And I love hearing from you all and chatting with you in the comments, so I will talk to you down in the comments.